The nuance of building muscle with push-ups. All right, team, let's talk about one of the most fundamental exercises out there, the push-up. It's a staple in bodyweight training, home workouts, and even advanced calisthenics routines. A question I hear all the time is, how many push-ups do I need to do every single day to build muscle? It sounds like a simple question, right? But here's the truth. The answer isn't just a single number you can plug in and expect results. It's much more nuanced than that. Push-ups are absolutely a fantastic exercise for building strength and muscle in your chest, shoulders, triceps, and even your core. They are versatile and require no equipment. However, their effectiveness for muscle growth depends heavily on several key factors. You can't just pick a random high number and assume you're set. Factors influencing muscle growth from push-ups. Your current fitness level is perhaps the most significant factor determining how push-ups will impact your muscle growth. What challenges a beginner is very different from what challenges someone who's been training for years. The intensity of your workouts matters immensely. Are you just going through the motions, or are you pushing your muscles close to their limit? Muscle growth, or hypertrophy, requires a sufficient stimulus. Finally, your overall training strategy plays a crucial role. Are push-ups the only thing you're doing? How do they fit into your weekly routine? Are you allowing for recovery? Effectiveness based on experience level. Let's break it down by experience. For someone just starting out, the body isn't accustomed to resistance training. The muscles are highly sensitive to new stimuli. This means that for beginners, even a relatively small number of push-ups can be enough to initiate muscle growth. Your body is adapting to the basic movement and load. Consistency is absolutely paramount at this stage. Showing up and performing the exercise regularly is more important than hitting a massive, arbitrary number. A great starting point for beginners is often around 3 sets. This provides a structured approach to your workout. Within those sets, beginners should focus on performing as many repetitions as possible with good form. This is often referred to as AMRAP, or as many reps as possible. Crucially, proper form is non-negotiable from day one. Doing push-ups incorrectly not only reduces their effectiveness for muscle growth, but also increases the risk of injury. Focus on keeping your body in a straight line, engaging your core, and controlling the movement. For a beginner, even hitting just 5 to 10 push-ups per set with good form can be enough to stimulate muscle fibers and kickstart the growth process. Don't underestimate the power of consistency and proper execution when you're new. Now, let's look at the other end of the spectrum. For experienced individuals who have been training for a while, simply doing a large number of standard push-ups every day might not be sufficient to continue building muscle. Why? Because the body is incredibly adaptable. It becomes more efficient at performing tasks it does repeatedly. The stimulus that caused growth initially is no longer challenging enough to force further adaptation and hypertrophy. You've built a certain level of strength and endurance. To continue seeing results and building more muscle, the stimulus must increase. You need to make the exercise harder in some way. The critical role of progressive overload. This brings us to the absolute cornerstone principle of muscle growth: progressive overload. If you take away one thing today, make it this. Progressive overload is the gradual increase of stress placed upon the musculoskeletal system. It's the process of continually challenging your muscles beyond their current capabilities. Without progressive overload, your muscles have no reason to grow bigger or stronger. They are perfectly happy handling the load they are used to. Think of it as constantly raising the bar slightly higher once you can comfortably clear the current height. This forces your body to adapt and improve. Methods for achieving progressive overload. So, how do you apply progressive overload specifically to push-ups? You have several powerful methods at your disposal, even with just your body weight. One common way is by increasing reps and sets. Once you can comfortably do, say, 15 push-ups in a set, aim for 16, then 17, and so on. Gradually increasing the number of repetitions per set is a direct way to increase the work your muscles are doing. It adds more volume to your workout. You can also add more sets to increase your total training volume for the day or week. If you started with 3 sets, maybe move to 4 or 5 sets over time. Another highly effective method is adding variations. This is where bodyweight training gets really interesting and challenging. Introduce more challenging push-up variations that place greater load on your muscles or target them differently. This changes the leverage and increases the difficulty. Examples include moving from incline push-ups, hands elevated, easier, to standard push-ups, then to decline push-ups, feet elevated, harder. Decline push-ups shift more load onto the upper chest and shoulders. Other variations like diamond push-ups, hands close together, heavily target the triceps, while plyometric push-ups, explosive push-ups, add a power element and increased intensity. Explore different variations to keep challenging your muscles. You can also achieve progressive overload by adding external resistance. This bridges the gap between bodyweight training and weighted exercises. Using external resistance directly increases the load your muscles have to work against. It makes the movement heavier. Examples include wearing a weighted vest, which adds uniform resistance throughout the movement. You can also use resistance bands wrapped around your back and held in your hands, which provides increasing tension as you push up. Finally, you can focus on time under tension. This method manipulates the speed of the movement to increase the duration your muscles are under strain during each repetition. A common way to do this is by slowing down the eccentric phase, which is the lowering portion of the push-up. Instead of dropping quickly, take 2 to 3 seconds or even longer to lower your chest to the ground. This controlled descent increases the time your muscles are working against gravity. It creates a different type of stimulus compared to simply doing fast reps. Optimal approach versus daily number. Given these methods of progressive overload, you can see why the optimal number of daily push-ups is less important than how you structure your training. Focusing solely on a high daily count without considering intensity or variation will eventually lead to a plateau. The overall training strategy is far more critical for sustained muscle growth. It's about applying the principle of progressive overload consistently over time. Your goal should be to aim for a volume and intensity that effectively challenges your muscles. You want to push them close to fatigue within your sets, using appropriate variations or resistance. Equally important is avoiding overtraining. Doing too many push-ups every single day without adequate rest can hinder recovery, increase injury risk, and actually impede muscle growth. Muscles grow when they are recovering, not when they are being broken down constantly. For experienced individuals, this often means fewer daily push-ups, but those push-ups are much harder. They might be performing advanced variations, using added weight, or focusing on slower negatives. Broader context of muscle growth. A comprehensive routine targeting all major muscle groups is needed for balanced development. This includes pulling exercises for your back and biceps, leg exercises for your lower body, and core work. Bodyweight training offers solutions for these too, like pull-ups, rows, squats, lunges, and planks. Incorporating these creates a balanced stimulus. Finally, never forget the foundational pillars of muscle growth outside of the gym or your workout space. Proper nutrition is absolutely essential. You need to consume enough calories, particularly sufficient protein, to provide the building blocks for muscle repair and growth. Protein is crucial for synthesizing new muscle tissue. And just as important is sufficient rest and recovery. This is when your muscles actually repair themselves and grow stronger and larger. Aim for quality sleep and allow rest days between challenging workouts. So instead of asking how many daily push-ups, start asking, how can I make my push-ups progressively harder over time? Focus on form, consistency, progressive overload through variations, resistance, or time under tension, and integrate them into a balanced routine with proper nutrition and rest. That's the real path to building muscle with push-ups. If this video helped you, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your push-up goal, and share it with someone who needs this info. And of course, subscribe for more simple science-backed fitness tips. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.